We're here to do Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. We're going to use the support of the wall. Everybody has a wall in their house. So we're going to be using the wall to give us some leverage so that we can get some elongation and not slip. So first I come down on all fours. Notice my hands. I turn the hands out and put the thumb and index fingers against the wall. And my hands are as wide as my shoulders with the fingers spread open. If you look at my upper arms, I roll the upper arms out and I take the shoulder blades away from the ears. So I have a neck. Now with my knees slightly behind my hips, I curl my toes, and as I lift my knees away from the floor, I take my buttocks far away from the wall. I let my head relax. And if this is a new pose for me, I can raise the heels up. And notice when I push my hands into the wall, how the sides of the trunk lengthen. I extend the legs and the arms, and then I come down. Now, there is a possibility, if you have very tight hamstrings, that this might feel excruciating for the back of the legs. So this is another way that you can do this pose if you have very tight hamstrings, or if you're having a lot of back pain, or both. So the arms roll out. This time, notice my legs are staying a little bit bent. My feet are a little bit wider, and keeping the legs bent, look at my waist. I take the waist far away from my hands to stretch the arms, to stretch the back. And then sometimes what happens is, if I stretch my legs and the back is very tight, this could happen. So if that happens to you, you can keep your knees bent and move the buttocks far away from the hands. So look at my back. There's a straight line from my wrist to the waist so that I can give my back some elongation, some traction, and get it out of compression and pain and sorrow. To come out of the pose, my knees come to the floor, and I look at my feet. The toes point back. And walking my hands a little bit so I can sit down on my heels, I can sit back and take Adho Mukha Svanasana, or child's pose. And here again, I'm taking the very top of my thighs, pulling them back so I can sit on my heels and have a good stretch in the back. To come out of the pose, my hands come towards my knees, and I sit up. This is a downward facing dog pose if you can't get down on the floor. So you can elevate the floor up to you. The chair is against the wall so that the wall supports the chair so the chair doesn't slide. The hands go on top with the thumbs pointing to the wall, and I'm holding this rounded edge of the chair, and I walk back so that my heels are under the ankles, and with my arms and the legs extended, I move the buttocks far away from the hands, far away from the chair, so that this stretches my back, it stretches my legs, and it stretches my arms. To come out, I walk forward, still holding the chair for support. Now I want to show you something about the upper arms to give a little more freedom for the shoulders. So watch. As I walk back, look at my upper arms. I revolve the upper arms outwards so that the inner part of the arm goes out this way. The arms are still extended, and the shoulder blades get moved away from the ears. So I pull the shoulder blades away from the ears, keeping the upper arms rolled out. And then as I go back, this is a little bit easier on the shoulders. And then maybe I can walk a little further back and take the top of the thighs away from the hands as I continue to roll the arms out and stretch the back. Another variation of using downward facing dog pose, in case, if you have knee problems or you can't get down on the floor, then you can place the chair a couple of feet away from the wall. So what I do is I'm sitting right at the edge of the wall, of the chair, and I walk my fingertips up the wall. My hands can be on the wall, and just like I did earlier, the upper arms roll out. So I roll the upper arms out, and I stretch my back, and I begin to move my chest a little bit closer to the wall. The arm bones are resisting away from the wall as my palms press the wall, but the arm bones resist the wall. And then if it's possible, I take my hands a little higher. So this is a really nice stretch for the back. And then to come out, I walk the hands down. And I maintain that length so that when I'm sitting, it's easier to sit.